Hello, Jase here. If your KDP books aren't selling, it's probably not because you got a bad book. It's down to like 3 mistakes most KDP sellers make. They pick a bad customer, they've got awful packaging of their book, and they've got no real way of testing it with ads. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix all 3 of these in the next 10 minutes or so. And with that, it will give your next book a really good chance of selling. So if this is the first time you're meeting, my name's Jase. I've been in KDP since 2018, and I struggled to make $1,000 for years. And then I got coaching from some top KDP sellers. They took me from $1,000, stuff I learned from them, to making $50,000 in 1 month. No strategies I learned from them and that I've been using, my students are using now to make sales, I still use to make sales, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Right, if you see me looking over here, by the way, it's because I've got notes here. I don't want to miss anything. All right, so let's get started, shall we? I've got my little whiteboard here to kind of help out. Right, so if you're not making sales, this is what most people do, okay? And I've done this as well, so don't worry. This is something that you've probably doing this, right? You want to make a book, right? Because you're interested in creating something, creating a book to make money, selling on KDP. So you create a book that you want to create in a subject you want to create, and then we're kind of relying on Amazon. We're relying on Amazon to find a customer for our book. We're hoping this customer actually sees our book, and then we're hoping that the customer understands how much we've put in that book, right? Because we put a lot of value in that book. We're hoping that the customer sees that and they're like, okay, yes, I like this book, and then they actually buy it, so we get a royalty. And then we're hoping Amazon kind of do that again and again. Now, there's a lot of hope here, and a lot of hope means that we're checking our royalties dashboard and we're seeing a big fat 0, which is what I saw a lot to start with, because I was doing the exact same thing. I was just creating books because I wanted to create them, stuff that I was interested in, and then hoping that Amazon, there's no real strategy to how it actually sells. And more often than not, if you do something like this, then you produce another book, because if this one didn't sell, then maybe this one will. This one's slightly different to the other one, and it's the same thing. We're hoping again, hoping these customers are going to see it, hoping they're going to buy it, and more often than not, they don't. That's why most KDP sellers don't actually make money, and a lot of them have a library of books of non-sellers or books that aren't really selling very well, because we're doing a lot of hope here. There's no real strategy. So those 3 things I'm talking about, this is a strategy we're going to use now to fix this, so we can get some sales. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's look at the 3 things that are the real issue with why we're not making sales. So if we're wondering why we're not making sales, the first thing is the wrong customer. That's the first reason we're not making sales. The second thing is bad packaging. Don't worry, I'll explain all this in a second. And the last thing is no proper test. These are the 3 problems, and if I've had, and a lot of my students have had before they join my program, and if you're not making sales, it's down to these 3 things. Okay, so what is the fix for each of those? Let's start with the wrong customer. So what we want to do is we want to find a customer. Just say this is our customer here. We want to find a customer that's already buying books on Amazon. Okay, so that represents that they're buying loads of books already, this customer. And when I say customer, I don't mean specifically one person. I mean customer type, like, you know, mums or seniors or teenage boys, something like that, the customer type. We want to check that they are actively buying books on Amazon, but not only that, they are buying books $12 plus. Very important that they're buying books at a high price, because it gives us some sort of margin there to run ads. And also we want to make loads of profit, right? I'm just going to quickly jump onto Amazon now and find a customer for you right now. I was looking earlier. Oh, going to Amazon. Find a customer for you right now so you have an idea. Where is it? Here we go. Let me just type in here. Short stories for seniors. And the way you find customers on Amazon, you kind of have to just go around searching, and then when it ticks these boxes here, for example, I'll be searching the seniors niche because I've seen a lot of books for seniors selling really well. I typed in, and then I saw short stories for seniors book selling well. So I found this one now. Short stories for seniors. As you can see here, the price all there is above $12. And then we just need to check the bestsellers rank. If you don't know how to check the bestsellers rank, you just literally click on the book. Sorry, whoever this is, I clicked on your ad. But these guys are making so much money, I don't think they're mind. I'll scroll down to the bestsellers rank here. See this at 12,000. You want 100,000 and below, because that shows that it's selling. Okay, so in our example now, we know that this customer here is a senior, but not just a senior that likes short stories. So they're buying books right now because we saw those books are selling. You want to check there's at least 2 or 3 books selling, and it's above $12. So that there, what I've just told you there in the last few minutes, that one fix there could be the difference it takes. Like, you can literally just on your next book, just do that bit, one bit, find this customer and just keep creating books to that customer. And there's a high chance now you'll make money, because we know the customer is spending money on books right now and they're spending a lot of money. And it's crazy how many KDP sellers don't even do that. So that right there should fix a lot of your problems. But we're going to go a bit further now. Now we found our customer. How do we package our book so the customer wants to buy it, right? All right, so what most people do is bad packaging. And what does good packaging look like? What's the solution to bad packaging? Well, it is, let's start, a very good title and a very good cover. Now, we could go into the description, A+ content now, but let's just focus on title, cover, because that could be enough. All right, so title, cover. We want that book to sell itself to the customer straight away. So when you think in Amazon, think everyone's judging a book by its cover, and it's normally only like a thumbnail size, right? And everyone's scrolling. You want to kind of capture them and be like, this book is amazing, right? Okay, so that they only see the title and cover. Okay, so what a lot of my students struggle with, especially the guys in my like the ones that I do coaching with, they struggle with this fact because they're always thinking in terms of the book, like inside the book. If that's good inside, then the book's going to sell. No, because no one sees the inside of the book. They're only going to see the title and cover. So we need to make sure that's on point and the inside of the book does its job. But this is the focus here. Very important to get the cover right. Let me just show you a quick example of this with one of my students, Debbie here. You can see she made a sale on a book that was sitting on Amazon for 10 years. So imagine you've got a book on Amazon for 10 years not selling. Never sold. How many people do you think saw the cover of that book over a period of 10 years? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe even tens of thousands saw this book and no one bought. She changed the cover, it sold immediately. So just goes to show, like, if you've got a good cover, you can sell the book, right? And incidentally, Debbie's carried on now. She's gone crazy just getting really good at covers. She does really good books, but the cover are getting better and better. The last 2 weeks, following my program, she's made nearly $600 in 2 weeks. So covers sell. So let's nail that. So what makes a good cover? A good cover, one thing we want in a good cover, and the good cover shows the title really, really well by having good typography. Okay, so when you're thinking a cover, think you want good typography. Let me give you an example on how to do this. Now, just before I show you, I highly recommend you use AI. Now, if you're worried about using AI, you've never done a cover in AI, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it now. It's very, very simple to do, but AI will make it very, very quick, and you'll have covers that are amazing with the least amount of effort possible. And if you're worried about AI, just think of my student George here. George here is creating cover after cover and cover. He's never used AI before. He's like 76 years old, I think he said. He never had any AI experience. He's using my program and he's creating cover upon cover and cover, and they're getting good. Okay, George can do it. You can do it as well. Okay, right? Because he had no experience, not because of his age. He just had no experience. If you've got no experience in AI, you can do it. Let me show you how to do it now. Here's one I done earlier, as they say in Blue Peter. If you're from the UK, you'll understand me. But anyway, All it is a prompt. Okay, I use ideogram. I suggest you use ideogram too because they seem to get the covers right and it works quite quickly. Ideogram costs about $20 a month, but with $20 a month you can create hundreds of covers. Right, so if you think about the prompt that you're going to give ideogram, I'm just going to copy this so you can see how it works. So you come to ideogram, it will look like this. All you're telling ideogram to do is you're just describing what to do with your cover. So you just copy this prompt in here. I use ChatGPT for this prompt, so you can do the same. And it just describes the cover in detail. And then I click generate and let ideogram do its thing. And while I'm on this, actually, one advantage of doing AI covers is because you can create different concepts. So this one, I'm doing a kids facts book, and I'm using the space concept for this. I could do like a dinosaur concept, a sports concept, and then all these different concepts, and then choose the best one. See, and you get that option of looking at all of them and choosing the best ones, which you couldn't do before AI because it would take hours to do. That literally took what, a minute. And if you see here now, if you look at the typography, really good typography. Everything is on point. It talks to the customer, the kids, but see, all done in minutes. So definitely worth doing in AI. Make sure that you're utilizing AI for the covers because everyone is, and you don't want to be left behind. And as I just showed you there, very simple to do. Let me just quickly check my notes to see if there's anything else I need to cover on the cover before we move on. Just actually, let me just revert. I'm just going to reverse back to the customer. Just want to show you one of my other students. Actually, I forgot to show you Gary here. Now, this is the power of picking the right customer. If you see here, and just move myself out of the way. On the regular days, Gary was selling anywhere from zero. So some days he's not making any sales on this book. To under $50, and then boom, one day he makes $200 on one book. Now, how is that possible? That's only possible if you've picked a customer that's actively buying books and buying at a good price. Yeah, that happens then. So that's the power of picking the right customer. If you keep doing books to the right customer, more often than not, you're going to see lucky days like Gary did here. And then those lucky days start turning into normal days, and that's the way it works. Okay, so right customer, right type of packaging, title cover. Let me just see if there's anything else I'm missing out here. No, I think I've covered everything. Focus on typography. Yes. Okay, so you've got the right customer, you've got the right cover and title. You could just publish them, but obviously now you've got to wait for Amazon to find a customer for you, which could take a long time. So we want to test that book, right? So when we want to test that, the way we test that book is with ads. And don't get intimidated by ads. A lot of my students, they find ads as like some sort of complex, crazy, like, thinking, what do I do? Like, just keep it simple. Like, Amazon make it super simple to set up ads. Like, if you've tried Facebook ads, Amazon make it way easier because Facebook ads is crazy. If you want crazy ads, do Facebook ads. Amazon ads, very simple. Literally, just set up an auto ad. $20, you want to get 20 clicks. Simple. So what are we doing with those 20 clicks? All we're doing is we're showing it to, it will probably be about, 1,000 impressions. So we show it around to 1,000 people. 20 people click. If you get sales in 20 clicks, it's a good sign that you've nailed the right customer and you've nailed the right packaging to uncover. Simple as that. If you don't get any sales, don't panic. It just means we might need to change the title and cover, or we might need to change customer. And that's fine. It's in our control now. We've tested it. We're thinking, okay, we didn't get one of these two right. Let's go back and just try and tweak one of these two and then test it again. Okay, so very simple. So let me just check my notes. Oh, one thing that I want to do before I wrap this up. I just want to talk about the customer again. So what if, for example, I found seniors niche, short stories for seniors niche. I'm not really interested in doing the seniors niche, okay? Right, it doesn't interest me. It might interest you, or you might be interested in something but not interested in that. So what do you do then? I always say, and I teach this in my program, if you have real knowledge, if you have real experience, and a lot of you guys do, you want to kind of try and use that. So let's just say in the short stories niche, you've got real experience in growing up in those years. Just say you are a senior and you listen to a lot of music. You've got a lot of experience growing up and the music scene, how it's changed over the years. Use that. So we'd use that short stories for seniors that love music, or short stories about music for seniors. Yeah. What we're doing now is bringing in real knowledge, real experience into a niche with demand. And the edge you have now is because you're using real knowledge, real experience. This is stuff people can't copy with AI. So use that. Absolutely use that. But always start with the customer first, then find a way to put your knowledge and experience into it. Most people do it the other way around. They just write a book about music growing up, maybe just one long story, whereas all they had to do was name it short stories for seniors that love music, and now they've positioned it where there's demand. Okay, definitely if you've got knowledge and experience, use that, because people can't copy that, and that gives you an edge on the competition. Okay, so let's land this plane. Let's wrap it all up. Okay, so if your books aren't selling on KDP, just try these 3 things. Okay, and not guaranteed, too salesy. You'll have a good chance of making sales. I mean, I say guaranteed because a lot of my students, a lot of them make sales immediately. You'll have a very good chance. Okay, find the right customer first. All right, find a customer that's actively buying books right now. Check the BSRs, and they're spending over $12. Check the price. You've got your customer. Now you found your customer. Make sure you package your book really, really well. Just focus on title and cover. More importantly, the typography. A quick pro tip on the title. Let me just give you a bit more value here. Make sure it's clear and simple. Okay. Did you notice? Where is it? Let me see if I kept it open here. Did I keep it open? Did you notice this title? Let me just move myself out of the way. Look at this title. Short stories for seniors who like to laugh. How simple is that title? My point is, my daughter who's 10 years old, I can say to her, what's this book about? She would be able to tell me like that. That's what you want. You want a kid to be able to understand exactly what your book is. Just like that. Okay, so keep it super, super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just say exactly what it is, and you'll have more chance of selling. Confusion means no sales. If the potential customer is confused just for a second, they just scroll past. All right, so simple, clear, and then make sure the typography is very, very good. Yeah, very, very good. Shows the title as good as possible. And the last thing is, remember, the ads is like the icing on the cake. It's just to test, to see if you, basically it's to test to see if you've got these 2 things right. All right, the ads isn't going to save your book. So if you've got a book that's not selling now, yes, you can test it, but just spend $20 to test it. If after 20 clicks it's not selling, then running more ads and adding more money is not going to make it any better. It's literally going to just amplify what the book already is. Right? So you get these 2 things right, you run your ads, 20 clicks, you get sales. Good, you've done these 2 things right. You get 20 clicks and no sales. Something with those 2 is wrong, and that's totally fine. It means you just got to go back and fix it. All right. Okay, that's all. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. So just remember those 3 things. Try it now. If you want the full step-by-step program, the ones my students are using, the ones you saw there to make money, I've got a link below. Check that out. But I'd like you to try this little challenge now. The same thing Debbie did. Just find one of your books, the one that you think should be selling but it's not selling, and change the cover, and use AI to change the cover, and get a really, really good typography. Now, if the title on that book is not clear, change the title and the cover. You've got to unpublish it and then change the title and cover. But just change the cover, maybe the title. That will take you like minutes. Republish it and try it, because that could be enough to make you money. And if you manage to make money from just that, and just see my one video, which was meant to be 10 minutes, but I waffled on and it's ended up being about 20 minutes. If you make money just from that, that's awesome. That's a win for me. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.